got to bring that back out. But anyways, let's get started here, fellas. Everybody, welcome. If you're just joining us again, comment in the chat where you are tuning in from. It is Wednesday night. I'm in Minnesota. Zach's in Minnesota. Gus is in Florida. Joe's in Minnesota too. Yeah, this is not a hologram. He is real. Very, very, very cool. But we're so excited to be able to just bring something a little bit different, have a conversation. And so as we're talking tonight, you want to comment in the chat. Like Gus said, make sure it says to all panelists and attendees in that to section right above where you type so that everybody can see it. But if you want to ask questions, we're going to get to some of those, but we want to cover some very, very important topics. But first and foremost, like, who the heck are these guys? Who are we? And I'll just get started here and I'll pass it over and pass it around. But my name is Hayden Vavra, and I've been with this incredible company now for 10 years. Previously, I was a college football player pursuing a professional football career, pre-med, getting ready to go to medical school, and had an amazing transformation with these products. I was somebody at the time, I was kind of hustling, working multiple different jobs, valet parking cars on the weekend, working at a sports performance gym, training young athletes, and just trying to find my way. And this was just a perfect vehicle to be able to help people, pour into others. And typically it's very female dominated, which in my opinion is a great thing. And why more guys should be a part of something like this. But the personal development that has come this way, I've now been able to do this full time for 8.5 years, meet incredible guys like this and so many of you on the call as well. And so we're just excited to talk about just kind of our aha moments, our realizations. But really when I got started, it was for performance, lost myself in my identity of football, gained a lot of weight, released a lot of weight with Isogenics, going from about 300 pounds to now I've been a steady 240, 245 for the last 8 years and really loving it. And now with our brand new product of collagen, I'm fired up. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to my buddy Joe here. Yeah, we're gonna put you on the spot right away.
Hey.
So you guys can get to know Joe and kind of where he's coming from too.
Let's creep in from the back here. Hey there, everybody. I am Joe, and I'm super pumped up to be here as well. Honored to be on the screen with some mentors of mine. And I've been with Isogenics a little over 3 years after saying no to it for about 1.5 years. And that 1.5 years, when I first got asked, I was not open-minded. I was about 9 years removed from being a collegiate track and field athlete. I did the athlete part well, but I forgot to do a lot of studying and take that stuff seriously. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a vision, didn't have a purpose. So I ended up doing things that didn't serve me. And I just kind of found myself on the road doing a job that really gave me no purpose, passion, and got into a little bit of a substance abuse problem on a daily basis, was super depressed, semi-suicidal at times, and wore a mask and pretended like everything was really great. And luckily I ran into a friend after I hadn't seen him in about 5 years. And after I sold him some insurance, he looked me square in the eyes and said, "You don't seem like you're very happy or fulfilled." And it was the first time that somebody looked through it and took a stand, whether it was gonna be a tough conversation or not, and he had it with me. Fast forward 8 months, he led me to a personal development event. And at that event, he said it would change my life, and that's exactly what it did. I got there, got clean of the things that were holding me back, started to think more, started to do the personal development. I hired myself a coach, got clear on what I wanted, and it came right back to realizing I love serving others, helping other people, and the health platform. And then the light bulb hit about my friend reaching out 1.5 years prior. So I reached out, thought I was getting into it right away for the opportunity to make some money. And he said, "If you don't love the products, there's no point." I was taken back. So at that point I said, well, all right, I'll prove him wrong. I got 7 days into a 30-day free trial, did my first 48-hour cleanse, and I was like, something is different here. I feel incredible. And I said, now what do I do? You start sharing. And that was really the start for me. So I thought it was money. I found out the products were gonna get me in the best shape of my life. But the one product that I needed most at the lowest point in my life was community and to be around more positive people. And that's really what I found in Isogenics, and what's really got me to where I'm at right now.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I know a lot of you can relate to, maybe it's all of Joe's story, part of Joe's story, but I'd love for you just to comment in the chat, takeaways as we're coming through here. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Zach, who is a husband. He's a father. He is an incredible coach. He's a business owner. And he brings the energy into the room. Like, the energy doesn't get sucked out of this guy ever. He freaking brings it. So Zach, why What are you doing here? What's going on? How do we get started?
Well, first off, Hayden, thank you for bringing me on, inviting me on. And Joe, awesome story, so well spoken. And I see your stuff on social media all the time. We've only had a chance to hang out a handful of times, but you're absolutely crushing it, dude. Huge inspiration. And I didn't know that whole backstory. So that's the first time I've actually heard that. So love hearing that stuff. And you can see it, man. You're glowing and you're impacting thousands of lives. So congratulations. It's really awesome. Yeah, great to be here, guys. These guys have already hit on it. Community. You see these guys' faces when you get to know them. You're around people and you're just smiling. And I got started with Isagenix about 8 years ago, and I was running a hockey training business. I'm a retired professional hockey player, and I was traveling all over the world playing hockey. Then I started to travel all over the world pursuing my hockey business, and I had a couple of small children, and I realized I wasn't around for them. And I still remember being at a Thanksgiving when my daddy's like, "Hey, you're crushing business. You're traveling all over the world. You're doing what you love, but how are you as a father? How are you as a husband?" And I realized that I wasn't being very effective. I wasn't around. I wasn't even being around. And when I was around, my mind was somewhere else because I was always trying to make more money, trying to get the next thing going. And then a friend of mine reached out. I remember she reached out and said, "Hey, you know what? You have a great network. How about you try these products? If you like it, great. If not, no problem." And so it took me a little while. Like Joe, I think many of us said no multiple times. But at the end of the day, I was like, I'm gonna trust her and give it a shot. I used the products. I used one product, and the rest of them I really didn't even use because I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew what I was doing. I was just using the protein powder, not even the shakes, but the powder, just the protein. And I was like, I like it, but I really didn't know about the whole systems. That's something we'll talk about later. Is these systems are part of a lifestyle. But and then she told me there's a business opportunity. And I was like, oh, all right. 18 months go by, guys. 18 months. I said, oh, I'll get to it. I'll figure it out. Finally, 18 months go by. I looked at this opportunity, started to pursue it, and 7 years later, we're still getting after it. We've grown a tremendous business. We've grown a tremendous group of friends inside this opportunity by helping others. And now, because of this opportunity, we've created an awesome stream of residual income that helps our family out. It helps me be around my wife and children more. And it really brings our whole family together because this is something that's going to be part of your lifestyle. And that's the number one thing I hit on when I realized we have products that we consume that are part of our lifestyle, and you can build a business around it, which is just amazing. So that's a little bit of the story right there, and I'm so happy to be here.
Nice, dude. I love it, and I love that you always, you're so busy and always continuing to make time and pour in, and just appreciate that so much about you, man. And we'll get into a lot more here in a second, but with our fourth and our final guest on the show this evening, Mr. Gus Kalathakis, just an absolute Greek god. Are you kidding me? Like, his transformation has been incredible. And it just not only like physically, I watched him go through a couple of physical transformations, but just mentally, spiritually, business-wise, and just absolutely leading the way. So, Gus, where are you coming from, man? Let the people know.
I am currently in Siesta Key, Florida. I've been on a traveling mission for months now, and I'm loving it. It's because of this opportunity. And Hayden, thank you for having me here. It's an honor to be here and get to speak with you guys. And the more I hear your stories, the more inspired I get. And I've been doing this for over 7 years with Isagenix, and it's been such an incredible journey. Like Hayden said, spiritually, physically, mentally, and physically, all of the above. And for me, I was a former athlete, so I was always, fit. I was always in shape. And, flash forward, I was an unemployable employee for many, many years. The 9-to-5 was never really for me. I always felt out of place in that world. I ended up finding some success as an entrepreneur, and I watched it all come crashing down. A multiple 6-figure bank account in my mid-late 20s after a back injury. I wasn't able to work. I fell into a really deep depression. I gained a lot of weight as an emotional binge eater. severe anxiety. I was supposed to have back surgery. I was pretty extreme. And like Joe, that severe depression mixed with huge loss. I was multiple six figures in debt. I became suicidal. I was on my last rope. And by the grace of God, I didn't jump, and it shifted my whole perspective on life. And because of that, I'm so grateful. Me being more open to new opportunities and new relationships and a shift in my life is what ultimately led me to eventually saying yes to this. Because it started with my transformation, the things I could control and how I fueled my body and who I surrounded myself with. And to be honest, when this was first introduced to me as a network marketing opportunity, I said no, because I had a bad taste in my mouth years and years and years ago because of bad experiences. But for me, going into a new opportunity as a future gym owner, I was still overweight and I needed a simple solution. And that's when Isagenix came into my life. I took a look at these products again. I did my due diligence. I put the products in my body, and they made all the difference. I felt like a brand new person. I had an incredible transformation, and very much like Zach, I sat on the sidelines of the opportunity because I still had that aftertaste, of network marketing. It took me almost 2 years to come around to being really open and sharing the business opportunity, which again we'll talk about more later. But it ultimately changed my life. These people, this community, battling through all those hard times. This group right here, these guys, these people that are commenting, that have known me, have supported me. I think the biggest difference is not just a great product that helped me feel better, and a great opportunity that freed me from the 18-hour work days, but it was the support that I've always had that really doesn't come with anything else that you get in the market right now. And that's why we're all here, and that's what we're all here to share. So here we are, out of debt, the healthiest I've ever been. I'm going to be 30. It's crazy. I say it, I'm going to be 38 in a week from today. And I feel like I'm 18 again. No joke. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm more excited about this business than I've ever been before. Residual income is real. I never knew it. I always loved the idea. I never knew it could really exist. And we're so excited to share our experiences with all of that. And this opportunity, answer your guys' questions. I'm excited to be here. I love you all. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, dude, I love it. And I'm excited for people to kind of hear more of your perspective on, businesses, as you've had multiple different ones, very successful, it's gone away. And then just really what's the difference. But I think one of the underlying themes of all of our stories is, and for all of you new people on here, maybe this is your first time ever even hearing about it, we're not going to dive deep into exactly what's in the products, and we can send you the information for that and the systems, and everything like that. But the great thing about having perspective from people that have gone before is, learning from missteps or things that we wish we would have done. And I think we all wish we would have gotten into it sooner. And that's the only thing. Like, Zach waited 18 months to get, into the business, used one product and had all this other stuff. And, Gus waited, Joe waited, I waited. And it was like, why? No more waiting. So I'm giving you permission right now to not wait, really just take this information in. It's all, again, just information, not good or bad, but you get to absorb it and take it for what it is. But we want to help you speed that process up. And I would love to just kick it to you, Zach, and just like I know we don't have time to get into all of it, but really just taking what is confusing at times and making it simple. And it's one of the things that Isagenix does. And I think you just do such a great job of explaining that, because a lot of times people are like, what is this? Like, there's so many products, there's so many things, but like, what is this? How do we simplify this?
Yeah, that's great. I think it's a great place to lead off, Hayden. Thank you. What Hayden's referring to is so many of us want to know all the answers before we get started. We want to know the exact path. All we really need to know is what the first step is. Because when we look at an opportunity that we're trying to learn about, we want to know everything. And that opportunity presents itself as a mystery to us, because sometimes the more we learn, the more confusing it gets. And the thing that changes a mystery to a puzzle is having a system, having a roadmap, having a blueprint. And I think that is the most important thing. And you don't get to see that next step until you take the first step. So you really figure out like, hey, what is the first thing I need to do? That's always what I ask people. What is the first thing you need to do to make this step in the right direction? And it takes me to a Mark Twain quote that I love. It ain't what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. And that's what it is. We all think we know something for sure, and that's what gets us in trouble. But if we're open, like Joe said, if we're open, like Gus said, once we're open, we can gain new and accurate information. And that new and accurate information will allow us to take that next step. So this isn't going to be a mystery. It's going to be a puzzle. So what do you do when you get a puzzle? You know, Hayden, if I said, hey, Hayden, you know what vision? What's a vision you want to create? Give me a vision. Like, what do you want to be doing this weekend? What do you want to be doing? You know, what's your vision? Give me a picture.
I want to go to the beach.
Hayden wants to be on the beach. So he goes to this magical puzzle store and he gets a box. It shows the beach there. Gets out, pays for it, pays his money, gets back to his house, takes that box, throws the cover somewhere, dumps out all the pieces on the table. And all of a sudden, it doesn't look like a magical beach. It looks like a complete mess. There's gray pieces. They're flipped over. All these pieces have all kinds of, it's a mess. So what do you have to do? You have to go to the system. Look back at your vision. It's a square. This box is a square. Where are all the flat pieces? Let's put those aside. All right. Where are all the corner pieces? I bet there's 4 of those. Let's get them all flipped over so we can see what we're working with. Now let's put the pieces together and start to build that vision. So really, guys, it's about having a system. It's about being open to taking in new and accurate information. And then it's following that system and trusting others. Because I think that's what we all hit on, is that we had to trust others. And I think, you know, Joe, moving to Joe here, I think Joe really hit on something where he said he had to take the vision and really believe the vision of others before he had that vision on himself. Is that right, Joe?
100%. I didn't believe myself until about last year. And I was like, man, I'm starting to see some of these things that people have been telling me for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
What you also like, so you guys, Joe, we have a 16-week transformation program in Isogenics called the IsoBody Challenge. Joe is one of the finalists, 15 finalists in all of North America. How many entrants are there? Like, you gotta know.
I think there was a little over 40,000.
40,000. Okay, so 15 of 40,000. So clearly, like Zach's talking about, you had a vision for what you kind of wanted your body to look like. What did it look like? But how has Isogenics made that more just convenient for you? Or what conveniences have come from that?
Yeah, great question. So I didn't have a vision of what I wanted my body to look like. I will shoot it to you straightforward. From the moment when I started using these, I knew something was different. I had to drop my pride and realize that I don't know everything and that our food sources are so depleted. So I started using these products and I started feeling better. I started to work out harder. I started to recover better. And all of a sudden, I've started to train harder and harder, and I'm recovering better. And the next thing I know, I'm like, wow, I'm putting on some mass. This is really freaking incredible. This is awesome. But as I revert back, I borrowed the belief of other people. I used to set the goals as I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. Oh, I'm going to try to, get in the finalists, And then I was like, screw it. Beginning of the year last year, I was just like, people have been putting this belief into me. I'm wasting the belief that they're pouring into me. I'm going to win the IsoBody Championship and put it on my vision board. And then COVID hit. And I was like, there's no way I can put size on anymore. And at that point, typically in life, I wouldn't say I would quit, but I would have just scratched it as a loss. So I had to find a new way. And I stayed committed. I didn't think it was possible, but when I got that call, it was really incredible. Now the best part is I didn't make it, but I feel like I won, and now I get to watch my man Gus win it in 2021.
We're going for it.
And Gus, we've been talking about convenience. I mean, you've been absolutely crushing it. Like, what have been just a couple key points, like your favorite experience of, using these from a product standpoint, using these products and, getting to where you're at, because most people traveling on the road all the time aren't going to look like you do. And you've just, I'm going to say, defied the odds and created that vision. You created your life. What are some key points from you?
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna double that on with a couple questions that came through the chat. Was somebody asked, how do you get your friends on board to this lifestyle change? And why did we say yes, right, to this? Like, what was it that got us to actually say yes to this? And I think it's a couple of things. It's timing, right? Because you got to be open, right? Somebody has to be open to wanting a lifestyle transformation. And for me, my back was up against the wall. I had tried so many different things. I'd had so many roller coasters, and I was just tired of being tired. And it was my friend who continued to just check in on me and shared the results. When I saw the results of what this was doing for others, I believed that it would work for me. And I needed that convenience. Like, I was looking for simplicity. I was looking for convenience. I was looking for a way to save some money because I was literally dead broke at the time when I started this, getting on a new venture. And that's what this did for me. It wasn't that complicated. The timing was right. I was open. I wanted to feel better. And the person who was sharing this with me stayed in touch with me. They stayed in touch. And for me, literally replacing 2 meals a day with a shake. I still was eating 2 meals a day, but I didn't have to eat 4 meals. I don't have time to cook and prep and do all that. And for literally $6 a day, where the heck am I going to get 2 meals? I was saving over $200 a month when I was budgeting things out. So that's what it was for me. And that's what continued for me. Like Zach said, it's simplicity. For me, on the road, it's very hard to eat healthy. So having my greens and having my shakes and having my Onyx to help my body handle with stress, it's like, these are foundational things, and taking my vitamins that give me a foundation for nutrition that's so easy to do, that no matter what is going on, I'm guaranteeing my body the fuel that it needs in a few simple steps that take seconds a day and save me tons of money every single month. And I've done that very consistently, even through all the seasons and craziness of life. And here I am still doing this today. You can't get tired of feeling great when you start to feel great. And that's the key for me. So that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still here. So.
Yeah. And I think go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, you got something I really want to add on to that, Gus. You know, what he said, it's a lot of people have this idea that it's tough to eat well when you're on the road. It definitely is. You know, it's romantic to think that we can get all of our macronutrients and micronutrients and the minerals and vitamins from regular food. Like I use the analogy, like you'd have to be a professional salad eater, you know, to carry around a baby Bjorn full of kale and mixed greens to get all the vitamins and nutrients that you want. Like, there's a stigma. Believe it or not, there's still a stigma around shakes and, you know, powdered greens and adaptogens and vitamins and minerals. The average consumer out there does not believe that they can get everything they need from a shake, where that presents an incredible opportunity. Because if everyone was doing it, the opportunity would be like, well, it's sort of come and gone. But there's still a stigma. Most people think that it's going to be easier to eat food and get all those nutrients. It's not. Yep. You know, we want to get as much nutrition as possible from our whole food meals, but we all have gaps. And like Gus said, like Joe said, we want to fill in these gaps with convenient, high quality nutrition that really gets the job done. And that's what Sikich says.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. Very nutrient dense food, low calories, the best stuff that you can put into your body.
Yeah, let's touch on that. Let's just like clear the plate for maybe even people watching or people that you know in your life. This isn't for everybody. And if you have to convince somebody to replace their meal with a shake, like, it's going to be really hard. If you have to convince anybody to do anything, we're not here to convince anybody. But somebody said, why are you guys all here? We were looking for a solution. Yep. We needed and wanted a solution. And a company that's been here for 20 years, that's got literally hundreds of thousands of transformations, was enough for me to say, I'll do a 30-day risk-free trial with a money-back guarantee. So that's what we're here for, is for those who are looking actively and want that support that comes with it.
Actively looking, and with the, I'll end it with the product side on this, is like, we have a plethora of products. Chances are you're taking something that we have that's better. Okay, we have something that's better than what you're taking from a natural, holistic standpoint, that you're going to get everything that your body needs. And when you make that shift, your body's going to thank you. And here's the deal, like, I don't want to do all the nutrition. I don't want to do all the macros on my food all the time. Like, yeah, there's times when you do it just because it's, it's fun and you want to like really dial it in, but I just want simple. I want easy. I want to be able to enjoy my life. We're still going to go out, and have pizza. We're still going to eat normal food. We're still going to have some beers on the weekends, maybe on a Tuesday night, or whatever day it is. Okay. But this is all about making it simple. And when you have something that's lifestyle, when you have something that's simple, when you have something that everybody can utilize, okay, like Gus said, when they're open to it, okay, you have magic. And that's where our business opportunity, really becomes bar none to anything else that is out there, in my opinion, because it's based off of a lifestyle. It's based off of people helping people. It's based off of word of mouth. And that's the most effective form of marketing that there possibly is. But why not get paid for what you're already doing? We're already going to be eating food. Every single person that I come across is already going to be eating food. So we always have this solution. So I'm just really curious. I'm going to kick it to you really quick. Like, what got you interested? And we can get into the skepticism and all of that stuff. But what was kind of your just aha moment, Joe, when you were like, okay, this business is something that, I can do, and I think I can help other people as well.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting a lot of skeptic things, right? And talking about that. And I think we've all proven that we were, but you legit cannot get what you need out of Whole Foods anymore. Like, you totally need to fill the gaps. And when you start getting it, your body does incredible things. But my aha moment was probably when pandemic hit, and my heart started dropping and feeling for people that were getting laid off and furloughed and this and that and worried and stressed and all that stuff. And I was sitting here and I was like, all right, maybe I haven't hit the success of some of these people, but I have money coming in every single Monday, turn my food money into a money-making asset. And like you just said, I can help people in this time of worry and stress about taking care of their health. It's not going to flip overnight. You're not going to take one ice-lean shake and be immune to whatever is coming your way, but take the start now, because you never have a clue what's coming forward. So I would say as soon as that stuff started hitting and I started seeing people lose things, I was like, what a blessing this is. We work from home. We don't have quotas. We don't have anything. You can make whatever you want. And if you are here with a servant heart and want to help people, you can make whatever you want out of this. And that's really when it dawned on me.
I love that. I love that. So I want to move into the skepticism. And I know, Gus, you were, alluded a little bit about it, to the skepticism of this profession, network marketing. And I believe network marketing is the most beautiful form of business when it's with the right company, when it's with the right product, but when it's with the right people that do things out of integrity. We don't need to, make things exaggerated. We don't need to fluff things up, because we have a great product and we have a proven system. But Gus, like, I would love for you just to kind of address network marketing, address your skepticism and what that looked like, especially coming from, other businesses and past experiences.
Yeah, I'll try to keep that quick, but that was probably the biggest thing. I said no because I had a bad taste, because I was given these false promises, these like the shiny objects, the big money real fast. That's how it was pitched to me before in my early mid-20s, and it never worked that way. I got very excited when I saw residual income, and I got very excited when I saw helping people help people. Like, those are the things about network marketing that stood out. But the way it was brought to me and the support that I thought I was going to get, it didn't pan out the way I was promised, right? And people make these really big false promises, and I didn't like that at all. So I came in very, very, very hesitant. And what I loved about this company and these people is that it was so real. And one of the things that we always say is the truth is always enough. And they broke it down in a very different way that met my lifestyle. And for me, what's crazy is I started as a customer, then I started sharing as a raving fan. I loved these products, and I started to refer people to it. And even without really treating it like a business, I started to get paid for my referrals. And that's what started to open my mind up and started to shift my perspective on, this is different. There's something different about the way we get paid here versus how it was there years ago. There's something so authentic and so sincere about this. And then when I saw the success of others, when I met Hayden, when I saw Zach, and so many others having real success, I was like, what's the secret? And there really was no big secret other than we have a really great comp plan and a really great support system and a simple way to share this. I was already doing it. The only difference was doing it more and doing it more intentionally, right? And letting people know there is an opportunity that comes with reallocating the money you're already spending on food. The money I was already spending on my food, on my supplements, was literally an income producing asset. And as a gym owner and as a personal trainer who was trading his time for money, literally physically working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, buried and getting burnt out in my own business, in my what I was very passionate about. My back was up against the wall. I needed another income stream, and I had a little bit of money coming in. And I was like, if I could just get a little bit intentional in the pockets of my day with this, because of the compensation plan we have here and the support that we have here, I could really make something of it. And that was the difference, because I used to sell retail products. I used to have to spend thousands of dollars to make thousands of dollars, and it was very hard to move that much product. But when you have an online business with little to no overhead because you're eating it, and it has such a huge upside potential with no cap to it that you build at your pace, it was a no-brainer. We were already doing it by being consumers of this. And that's what changed my life. I knew when I saw the business model that it was going to change my life. And over the next few years, not this overnight crazy success, it literally did. My part-time hours and part-time income replaced my full-time hours and my full-time income. And here we are today. I get to be where I want to be when I want to be there. And at the beginning, it was really nice to just have that little bit of extra money that got me through, the times when I needed it most, working my way out of that debt. So that's my story. And like Hayden said, this is the most beautiful business model when it's done right. And that's why I'm here and sharing that today with you guys. So
yeah, and I think with with yourself and all the other successful people that I've been able to come across in this, is just like any profession, is the people that treat this like a business and put in the time, they put in the effort, they put in the work to develop their skills, to get good enough to get to where they need to be and continue to grow from there, are the ones that are successful. And it's not like the false promises that you were promised in previous companies. Like, we don't do that, because it's not real. That's not the reality. That's not what it takes to be a successful business owner and really create residual income and residual wealth. And so, Zach, just, you have multiple businesses. I know that the first time you looked at the comp plan, watched it over and over and over again, and you were like blown away. And I would love for you just to be able to share, that kind of aha moment for you, coming from your background, but then also like how you like got put into action through certain thoughts, through certain beliefs in manifesting that.
I appreciate that, Hayden. Yeah, I looked at the comp plan. Man, I still remember just looking at the compensation plan. I was watching the video, this was a long time ago, 7 years ago. I'm watching it, looking at it. I'm like, I cannot believe this is so generous. But when it comes down to it, the principles of this compensation plan are that traditional companies allocate 30-40% of their income towards marketing. So that's what they do. What Isagenix does is takes that money and pays people for sharing and referring their products.
50%.
How much?
50 guaranteed 50% payout.
So 50% of every dollar that Isagenix takes in, they give back to their associates for sharing this product with other people. And that's how it works. And the amazing thing is that a traditional business is linear. You get a customer, they buy something from you, you get another sale, you get a customer, you get to sell them again. They're buying one thing at a time. But what's happening in network marketing is the growth is exponential. So 2 + 2 is linear. Okay, that's 4. 2 to the second power, to the second power, to the second power. So you have 4, but 4, now you have 16, 32, 64, 128, and you just start 256. You start growing. I'm a math guy. I could go on and on forever. I'm good at counting by 54, like most of you guys are. That's how much we get for a cycle. That's another joke. But the idea here, guys, is that isogenics and network marketing, when done right with the right compensation plan that we have, is exponential growth. So the more customers we have, the bigger the network gets. And now it's going to spread, where that's what really got me, is I was just amazed by how quickly my mindset shifted. Like Hayden said, what we really have to do is we have to start off with an idea. It's given to us. And we have to have an open mind to receive that idea. Then we turn it into a belief, which is simply an idea that has a feeling wrapped around it. Then that feeling turns into an attitude. It's almost like planting a seed, watering that seed, getting in the right environment, getting the right soil, the people that we surround ourselves with, this community, as Joe mentioned. Now that seed grows roots, and we have a strong belief in ourselves. We have a strong belief in our products. We have a strong belief in our compensation plan, a belief in our industry. And now with that belief so steady, we can take great action. And that action is like the trunk of a tree, building strong, like a big oak tree. And then what happens? It branches out, and the branches grow. They get longer. They get stronger. They grow fruit. And now those fruits are like the results. And then what do we get with those from those results? We share those results with others. And now we can sit back 5, 6 years, a year or two in, and we can say, look at what we've created. And the reason why we created that is because we took an idea, we planted it in the right spot, surrounded ourselves with the right people in the right company, and we worked our business, we worked our community, we worked our opportunity. And that's why we're all sitting here in front of you guys. And the coolest thing is, it's in our best interest for you guys on this call to be successful. That's the only way that any of us can improve our lives, is to help others, as Joe mentioned, as Gus mentioned, Hayden mentioned this. So we are here not only to tell you about how cool this is and how much has helped our lives, but we're here to help you guys too. It's not like, oh, hey, we're up on the mountain, come see if you can get us. We're like, hey, we are going to get back down in the trenches and help you, because the more people we help have success, the more successful we come. So it's in our best interest to help you guys.
Dude, I absolutely love it. I mean, I think we're all like, hey, let's go. Get me on the products again. Let's get started again. And that's what we really want to give you guys, that opportunity. And like Gus alluded to, it's a 30-day trial, 30-day money back guarantee. So whatever your goals are, we have a system in place for you. And if you're like, I don't really know what my goals are, I'm going to give you a little secret. We have the hottest product on the entire market in our collagen elixir right now, and the results are insane. And we've probably, you see us rubbing our faces. I never would have rubbed my face before, and now we got guys rubbing their faces. Okay, so just if you want to change one thing, get on the collagen. There's great, it's free shipping this week alone, and also in our men's group, we're going to be starting a 21-day challenge next Monday. And for all of you fellas, we would love for you to be a part of that. Get in. All it takes is ordering the products. Okay, get on your 30-day trial. We're going to bring you through this 21-day challenge. You're going to see all of us in there commenting, leading the way. But we really hope that you got something out of this evening. And you know what? I'm having a lot of fun, you guys. I think this is, I'm just going to call this episode 1. And this is something we'll continue to bring other people on. But just so you can get a different perspective, because we know that when this is done the right way, there is nothing better than this. But there is one question I want to address, okay, very quickly, that I saw pop up. And this is something I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get it, I understand it, but at the same time, like, we are set, we are ready to go. So FDA compliant, okay, we are is it FDA approved? There is no supplement on the entire market in the world that is FDA approved. Okay, they don't do that with supplements. We're FDA compliant, but things that are FDA approved are, drugs and McDonald's and all this other stuff. Isogenics spends millions and millions of dollars every year, from the raw material to the finished product. Okay, with third-party testing, we have scientific peer-reviewed journals that just edify the products, as if our results aren't enough, as if the hundreds of thousands of people's results aren't enough. We have that scientifically for you as well. So that's something that when people ask, there is no supplement that is FDA approved, but the third-party testing, you can find that all on isagenixhealth.net. Get after it. We are AAA plus Better Business Bureau rated. From a business standpoint, Isagenix does things the right way. Our comp plan, Zach said he watched the video 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Guess what? Our comp plan hasn't changed. And that's very rare in this profession and in network marketing. Like Gus said, we've been around for 20 years. Like Joe said, just put the freaking products in your body and you're going to start to have incredible results. We're here to help you, guide you along the way. We can't wait to invite you on to the next one. Get involved in the challenge. Put the collagen in your body. Just, you know what? Just eat it. Eat it, love it, share it, baby. But you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love all of your stories. I love all of your wisdom. And if you took something away from any of these fellows, I want you to type, for Zach's sake, type a 2 in the chat. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We're gonna multiply, baby. This is exponential. Yeah, there we go. Nobody can add that. That's exponential right there. And that's all it takes. Get started with a couple friends. We'll get your products paid for, get you started on your income producing asset and feeling better than you ever felt before. So God bless everybody. We'll talk to you soon.